Hello, you're watching Proactive. It's Friday, and that means it's the Crypto Roundup with Billy Farrington. Billy, a pleasure as always. How did Bitcoin fare this week?
Friday. I like the sounds of that one. And hello. So, how did Bitcoin fare this week? It was definitely a mixed one on the markets this week. Earlier on Monday, Tuesday, we saw the Bitcoin dollar pair dip around 5% on Monday alone, and those losses were extended through to Tuesday. So a very negative start to the week. However, the midweek saw a pretty healthy rebound on Bitcoin. We saw it shoot up a couple of percentage points, and it's kind of stayed afloat since. So look at, on Friday afternoon, as we're talking right now, Bitcoin is sitting at around $97,200. So that's only a couple of thousand off its all-time high that we saw only last week, or is it the week before? Either way. So it is like near those all-time highs, but that rally, that insane post-Trump era victory rally that we saw in the past month has certainly cooled off. But let's not forget that Bitcoin has surged as much as 50% since that Trump successful presidential election, and on a very pro crypto platform, hence why Bitcoin rallied so much. So yeah, Bitcoin fell just short of the 100K targets after that Trump rally, and we've seen it cool down a bit since. ETF inflows have cooled down as well. That has, to me, signaled a reduced level of FOMO buying among retail investors. So I think that Trump trade sugar rush that we've seen in the last couple of weeks has definitely tapered off a little bit, and we're looking at around $97,200 on the Bitcoin dollar pair as we speak, which is something like 125, 130% higher year to date. So it's still in a very bullish position.
So with that cool off, does that put a stopper on a Santa rally then?
Yeah, perhaps. Christmas has historically been a great season for Bitcoin. That's what's lended the Santa Rally moniker that we've seen in the past few years, even though last year was a bit cooler. But yeah, it's hard to see another rally of the size that we've just seen happening again before the end of the year, given the impressive performance that we've seen. Obviously, who knows, right? It's Bitcoin. No one knows what's going to happen to Bitcoin. But my guess is that we might have seen the top here for a while, just because that 100K, I mean, that's such a lofty target, and there's going to be so much profit taking, so much selling. Once Bitcoin approaches that price point, which to me could just put a bit of a stopper on any further gains by before the end of the year. But again, as I say, who really knows with Bitcoin? But that's just my estimate.
Outside of Bitcoin, Ripple's tripled in value in the space of just a month. What's happening there, Billy?
Yeah, Ripple has tripled in the space of a month. It's now the fifth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. It's flipped Binance, which is, more or less been larger than Ripple for the last number of years. So it's been a really, really strong few weeks for Ripple. If you remember, Ripple was essentially the poster child for regulatory aggression in the US. There has been ongoing litigation against Ripple Labs, the developer of the Ripple token, for a number of years. Developments earlier this year kind of suggested that Ripple has partially been victorious in this long-running litigation. But I think it's what's happened more recently that has really lit a fire under Ripple's price. So Gary Gensler, head of the US Securities and Exchange Commission, who has been that real hawkish anti-crypto guy who has launched this litigation against Ripple Labs. He's just tendered his resignation from the SEC, presumably on pressure because of Trump entering the White House soon. Trump did promise to fire Gensler, even though I'm not sure if he has the right to do that. But nonetheless, Gensler has tendered his resignation from the SEC, which means all of this regulatory pressure that's been leveled against Ripple for the last number of years is sort of going to start washing away when presumably more pro-crypto head of the SEC comes in. And the net result of that has been Ripple tripling in value. If I look at the chart now, it's worth around $96 billion market cap. So very, very strong performance there. I guess Ripple's had its very own Trump trade, I suppose you could say it. Yeah.
Okay, well, Santa rally or no Santa rally, I wouldn't mind a few Ripple or Bitcoins in my stocking. Thanks very much, Billy.
Bye.